following moments may contain explicit language.
It starts with a quarter, a phenomenon that had to happen when the TV set married the computer.
In the arcades.
An old favorite is back.
We've played every game until we're bored of it.
In arcades across America, pinball is bouncing back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very merry, very special holiday episode of Modern Man in Search of High Scores. This is Lawrence Adams, alongside Dean Robley, coming to you from betwixt the cozy warmth and crackles of a no-fear transformer at 9 3/4 in SoCal, California. And on today's program, we are going to be discussing the sights, sounds, and magic of every pinball release from this past year of 2025. It has been a hell of a year for releases, don't you think, Dean?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
It's been... I don't even know where we go from here. Like, honestly. Like...
Just keep on going. There's so many more.
There are so many more,
Just wait for mine.
This was a... Yeah, exactly. There were so many just... If you look at the past 2 years, 24 and 25, like, there were so many amazing releases. Like, I mean, it's just like the... I worry that we're going to go over the edge and it's going to start feeling samey, but, you know... They've surprised me for the past 2 years, so they probably will surprise me again this time too.
Right. It's pretty wild. It's crazy because pinball is so cool in highlighting like these individual stories of fun.
Yeah.
Like out there stuff, whether it be a movie or like band or like
Right.
unknown objects, you know. It's pretty sweet. It makes me almost want to get my license back so I can go play some of these games.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta actually get out.
Gotta drive out of here.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you got. I mean, you've got enough of them here, but I'm with you. Like,
I gotta go find these new ones.
Yeah, I know the new ones are the ones that they have to be chased down. Let's see. We'll be talking about all that, folks, but we'll also be celebrating a little bit of Pinball Festivus at the end of the show, beginning with the oh so important and long time coming airing of grievances.
I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're going to hear about it.
But first, it's arcade and pinball news. First up, in arcade news, Basic Fun has purchased Arcade 1-Up. So that's it for Arcade 1-Up. At least they've purchased where it counts. In their statement to the community under the Arcade 1-Up logo, but signed by Basic Fun, hello, home arcade community. We want to address a few questions we've seen circulating about the Arcade 1-Up product lines. Basic Fun has acquired select assets of Arcade 1-Up and intends to support, to the best of our ability, the home arcade category and existing Arcade 1-Up products currently in the market. This acquisition reflects our ongoing commitment to expanding our presence in the home arcade space, supporting current Arcade 1-Up titles and products alongside our own existing arcade offerings. We'll have more to share in the new year and look forward to continuing to serve the arcade fan community. Game on. So, what this means... I'd be lying if I told you guys I was surprised by this in any way. Arcade 1-Up has been looking to cash out of the space for probably a few years now. And Basic Fun must have assessed the landscape and found that Arcade 1-Up was holding, just enough of the cards to prevent them from being really successful on their own. I'm looking at licenses like the entire Midway catalog here, as well as Pac-Man, etc. What it hopefully means is that Basic Fun will be looking to increase quality and quantity in the years to come for the home arcade releases. This is a space that should be filled, I say, with new product launches, yet has remained flatter than my high school girlfriend over the past 3 years. Due to the debacle of Arcade 1-Up in the post-John D. era.
Hell yeah.
On to pinball news. The Walking Dead Remastered and Star Wars Fall of the Empire accessories have launched. All the usual items, art blade, side armor, shooter rod, and for the first time since Black Knight Sword of Rage, one of the most amazing toppers Stern has ever produced. Dude, that C-3PO topper, I don't know why it got me. It just got me. Like the moving head, it's like articulated, and like, it's a droid, so
and
he's just so funny.
He's like, right. He has that like anxiety the entire time. That's
yeah,
like
he's
a
always
funny character in the movie. He's like, oh no, what's gonna happen?
He's always nervous. He doesn't want to be there. It's always bad.
What are you talking about?
Having him do the call-outs, you know what I thought I saw the first time I watched the video was that his eyes would light up and maybe not light up, because if you remember, like during in Star Wars, right, like it's expressive when his eyes light up or don't light up and things like that.
Mod coming soon.
I was gonna say someone's gonna mod it, but I just think that like Black Knight Sword of Rage was probably the pinnacle of Stern toppers. Other than I gotta give it up for Ghostbusters actually again, because the cool thing about Ghostbusters was it was like the top of the car, the Ecto-1, and the lights would go off on it when you rip the spinner in the game, and that's the Ecto-1 shot. So I was like, that to me, that's really fucking dope. But I mean, objectively speaking, though, the Black Knight Sword of Rage topper was the best. The feather that just kind of swishes around when he's yelling at you and stuff. But C-3PO, man, and the fact that it fits the entire top of the cabinet, like that's one of the things I always think is lame is when you get these toppers that's like it takes up like the letterbox version of the top of the cabinet.
It's just like an acrylic cutout.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is most of the time they're just flat plastic. But this one looks dope. Yeah. I think that they hit it out of the park with this. In fact, the more I see gameplay and additions to Fall of the Empire, the more I'm like, this game looks pretty fucking sick. I gotta say.
I think what was it? Rails of Fun with the Labyrinth, like animatronics. I feel like they kind of showed people like what's possible with animatronic, like or just in general toppers.
The,
like, that
like,
was so
topper, that thing
so
was
neat.
So rad.
And like if you're paying that much, dude, that's kind of what you want.
Right.
Like something cool.
I would agree entirely. That's why Spooky really like and both Spooky's most recent toppers came after Labyrinth.
Yeah.
So you had Labyrinth's topper, and then you had Evil Dead, which is the Cheryl in the basement, like with the chains and stuff, and then you have the new Beetlejuice topper, which looks just fucking crazy.
Yeah, and I think it's cool to have people like up in the bar. It's like that's what should be happening. You know,
with how expensive they are, like make me want to buy it.
Yeah.
Right, like that should be. I should see it and be like, I actually need this for my pinball machine, as opposed to being like, that's cool.
Yeah,
like I don't hate on them. I even think the Jaws one's pretty cool. Like it's got the billboard, it's got the face changes to the graffiti and not graffiti depending on where you're standing. But it's like I don't feel like I need to spend $1,000 to buy that thing. Like I just don't.
Yeah,
it's just what it is.
Yeah.
We also the Walking Dead remastered topper also was released. It's basically a new version of the original. If you're a fan of the old one, you'll be a fan of this one. It's also larger again, which it should have basically always been. That was my major gripe with the original topper, was how small it was on the back box. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's 3 heads in this fish tank. If it's the show, if you know, you know.
Wait, the actual fish tank? There's like you
put
from
the show
goldfish in it if you want.
Well, it's. I don't know about that.
That'd be so terrifying. Dude, water splashing.
That would be really cool, actually, to have a fish tank up there with fish in it around those heads. But I think the fish would probably die from the plastic if you're.
If you nudge too hard, water just goes everywhere.
Yeah, that was.
God, we had something. Someone put like an actual Ninja Turtle on top of our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, and we didn't really notice it for a minute.
Right.
And one night, dude, someone just like wham, like did a little like slap save, and dude, this turtle fell off the top and hit the glass so hard.
Yeah.
And that was like, whoa.
Same thing happened to me.
Sketchy, dude. Like who put that there?
Right. When I had Lethal Weapon 3, my copy of Lethal Weapon 3 didn't come with the dome light topper, and so I actually went and bought a dome light topper.
Just set it up there.
Well, I was going to actually rewire it and put it in there, but when I wasn't paying attention, my brother actually put it up on top.
Yeah, just
and I was nudging the machine, and the whole thing fell down. And fortunately, didn't break the glass, but the plastic dome did break on the light that I bought. And I was like,
something's got to give.
It was so loud.
Luckily, it wasn't the glass.
It scared the fuck out of me. I'll say that. Like it made me jump out of my skin.
Yeah.
We also got to look at the pinball topper for Dune. Man, Barrels of Fun just keeps bringing the heat with with just everything that they launch. Dune everything for Dune is great. Everything for I'm really curious to see what the Winchester accessories are going to look like when they finally get there. For those who haven't,
Winchester gun,
that would be dope too. For those who haven't seen it, the topper features 2 moons moving across the sandy horizon. It goes from day to night as well, so it kind of keeps track of time, I think. As well as a sandworm making its way across the desert planet's surface. It really is cool. It's very. It's got a lot of animatronics to it to make it all work. Like lots of little bits and bobs that have to work all successfully to make it look effective. And yeah, I just think it's cool. Yeah, they did it again.
What was one of my favorite? Do you ever see the I believe it's Mandalorian
The
topper
Mandalorian
with
topper
the
was
the
awesome.
Beskar thing. Yeah. So the first LE I ever played was Matheson's.
Okay.
And it was during a Beskar tournament. I remember I had that was my like spiritual experience. I was like, whoa, pinball church, like we got to do this. But that topper is so cool.
The
with all the
holographic like stuff is really
yeah. And I probably was aftermarket, but Wolves, we went over to his house the other day.
Oh, yeah.
He has an Iron Maiden. And it has the crazy, just like spinner holographic thing on top of it. That thing is so neat.
That is aftermarket. They have people on pin sites sell those, and like what's cool about them is they're kind of universal, so you can put them on any game.
Put whatever
and then
code
you just
want.
download whatever the art package is, and like then you get the like 3D holographic stuff.
Those
for
things
the
are
art.
so 3-dimensional.
All right, this brings us to the very good news of the Modern Man in Search of High Scores holiday giveaway. That's right, folks. Dean and I want a chance to stuff your stockings. We've got loads of great stuff to give away for the holidays. 3 awesome boxes of pinball-related gifts and goodies. To enter the contest, just email us at insearchofhighscores@gmail.com and just say you want to be entered. If you want to double your chances of winning, head over to YouTube and check out Midlife Arcade. That's my channel. Subscribe there and then email midlifearcade@gmail.com and I'll give you the gift of a second entry into the drawing. Check our Facebook page after the first of the year for the winners and check your email inbox because if you win, that's where I'll be reaching out to get your address to send the prizes to you. Prizes are sponsored by Marco Specialties. Marco's is where you go when you need anything having to do with pinball. MarcoSpec.com is where you're going to point your browser. Maybe even check them out. Get a gift for the special pinhead in your life, or tell your family to check them out and buy you stuff. I actually bought your gift from there, Dean.
Holy smokes.
I mean, because where in the hell else am I going to go? But one more time, folks, MarcoSpec.com. Yeah, it's not here yet, but I got something cool for you. On to our top story for today's program. The games of 2025 have come and gone, and what an incredible year for pinball. I don't want to rank or rate the games.
Yeah.
I think that's like there's enough of that going on out there.
We're going arbitrary order, or perhaps alphabetical.
Yeah, no, we're just going
arbitrary.
Basically, as I remembered them and was able to write them down. So we're just going to recap them and give you guys our overall impressions of each game. We haven't even played all the games, because how could you? Some of them aren't even in people's hands, and some of them are only in a select few people's hands. But starting with Stern, the granddaddy of them all, Dungeons & Dragons, The Tyrant Side, that was like the first kind of release from this year. Have you had much time on that game? You've probably played it at least,
but
right?
I have played it. Yeah. I think it's neato.
I do too.
Offering an opportunity to like build your character, and people who like that kind of like role player game aspect, now they get to use the pinball as the object to navigate. I think that's a cool thing to do.
I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool because one of the things that Dwight Sullivan was able to do with all that, which is something that's not, I don't think people realize is even going on, is that, like you said, for like the playfield is a map, right? And you're using the pinball to actually navigate the map that you're trying to go through. But then almost immediately after you do that, you're using the pinball to interact with the world, right? Yep. So you're hitting shots to either attack monsters or collect bonuses or, etc. And then, of course, on top of that, you actually just have the pinball element, which is like trying to hit lit shots to get jackpots and bonuses and points. And so to be able to do all of that somewhat at the same time in a pinball machine, and, that I just think like, if anyone's going to make pinball into something that none of us saw coming, it's going to be Dwight Sullivan.
Yeah.
Like, he just has it.
Yeah, this is one of the designs that I have locked up in my noggin, but it uses that kind of same principle of like just using the ball to navigate levels. And I was like, I don't want to do it, but it's going to be so hard to do because just pinball's hard. But people are getting better, just in general. Like so everything's like possible, and it's kind of a cool direction to go. And people who want to do that will have that opportunity to.
That's awesome, man. One of the things I was thinking about while I was writing this up is that I wonder what the team is going to do next, right? And it's heavily rumored that Fallout is an upcoming title, right?
I've seen that. I think
Fallout is a role playing video game, and so I'm thinking I would not be surprised at all if it's Dwight and Brian on Fallout, and you get to actually like level up your Fallout character while playing basically probably the television version plus with a backbone of the video game
so cool.
Inside a pinball machine. Dude. I think that would be so rad.
So you saying that just brought up a thought in my head. Like, you know how people play online games and they're against each other?
Yeah.
If you had like a pinball machine that was like Battleship and you could like hit your ships, but it was sinking their side, but then they could try to fix it before you battle like them.
Oh, that's
and you go head to head like online pinball, but it's a battle.
That would be
That'd be
dope
so
as
neat.
hell.
It's like, yeah, they do that online. Like, why not battle each other on pinball and find like you got to find like some kind of a thing where you're like hitting targets to, like blow up their stuff.
Right. You can. I mean, I could.
And it represents like it turns red on your playfield because they
Right.
just hit it. You're like, oh no! Like,
yeah, I see what you're talking about.
that'd be
in my
so
head.
funny.
You could also retheme it and do it like almost like a hacker capture the flag thing, where it's like one person has a server and they're trying to defend it, and the other person's the hacker trying to get into it. Like just like you just retheme it basically. That's a cool.
Shout out ideas.
Yeah,
you're coming here for thought process. Let's go.
that's a dope.
Don't forget to put us in the credits though.
Yeah, for sure. Next on the list, we have the Jaws 50th Anniversary Edition. I mean, you know what I think of Jaws. I will say, though, just because we're talking about this edition in particular, the brass wireforms and the sparkles in the playfield.
I hope they're brass, because that's going to suck if they start to wear out and gold flick starts going everywhere.
Yeah, hopefully they're solid. You know what I mean?
Shout out quality.
But just the like making it more like a boat is super cool, and like the aquatic theme. I also really like the red powder coat on everything.
I've yet to see it, but I really like the sparkly playfield idea. They said that when the lights hit it, it like kind of glistens like water.
Yeah, it does. I got to play it at California Extreme.
Oh, okay.
They had one there, and like I was like tractor beam, just like found it. I actually played it before I even played Potter when I was there, because I was like, I gotta get my hands on this thing. If I had the cash right now, that is the pinball machine I would be buying. Is the 50th anniversary.
Yeah, maybe we'll thank our sponsors later for that one.
Exactly. And then moving on now to Star Wars Fall of the Empire. We talked a little bit about this one just when we were talking about the accessories, but I will say the longer this game has been out, the more I'm like, this is really going to be a staple for Stern, right? Because it's Star Wars. And I think it's more approachable and probably more enjoyable, at least from a assets perspective, than the Steve Ritchie Star Wars, right? Like, it doesn't have some weird multiplier rule that you have to get super complicated into pinball rules to learn. It's really on the surface a very simple game, but I think that with how many modes and stuff they're putting in, it's similar like how Bond is. Like when I first played Bond,
but deep.
Yeah, like I wasn't very stoked on Bond initially, and then when I realized like how much of a game there was in there, it's now like in my top 5.
Right.
So I really
have
think
a shallow end somewhere.
Yeah, I think that Fall of the Empire is going to be one of their like. I don't think they're going to vault it for a very long time. I think they're going to be making this thing for like 7 years probably. I still actually have not gotten my hands on it, so I got to find out who has it. I was just looking online to see if the Boardwalk had it, and they don't yet, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. What's up, Boardwalk?
Yeah, come on.
They're corporate, dude. They should be able to reach in those pockets.
Seriously, get your shit together.
Yeah, pay someone to fix those machines.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like they don't clean or keep up the machines that they have already. Yeah. Next up is King Kong: Myth of Terror Island. You got a chance to play this one quite a bit the other night, right?
I did.
Yeah. It is
that
dope.
game's neat.
I could shoot that thing all day.
Yeah, I like it. It was fun because the wolves, they have Iron Maiden next to Godzilla, next to King Kong. And it's like you kind of see this cool progression through Keith Elwin's career.
Yeah, absolutely. I was telling Banyan that actually, which is when you if you've played Elwin's other games and then you go back and play Iron Maiden, you will see a little bit of every game that he's made since then, like as a piece of the puzzle in Iron Maiden, and it's like which is really cool, right? Like he's definitely got a style of how he likes to construct his rules and how he likes to construct an overall game. Now, I'm not talking about the physical layout here because his physical layouts have been widely different, with some exceptions, but just like the way that the rules are, where it's like, okay, there's always going to be something you're collecting by doing something, right? So like in Maiden, it's pretty straightforward, where it's like spinner hits and pop hits and stuff like that, right? And it's like then you have the modes and you have the multi-balls additionally to that. When you get into Godzilla, you are going to collect those things from inside the monster battles, right? Like each monster battle is its own separate thing that you're going to be collecting and doing. And then you can even look at something like Avengers Infinity Quest, where it's like you have to collect all of the Avengers to your team by completing things around the playfield, and that gives you access to them. So it's like he's always just basically using the same ingredients and just doing them in different ways, which is really, really cool.
Do you think anyone's ever turned a Godzilla into a Rampage?
I don't, but they should.
Yeah, because when I'm trying to explain Godzilla to somebody, I'm like, it's basically like Rampage. You're trying to like destroy the city, and I used to love that game as a kid, dude.
Yeah, because Rampage is a simple ass game, anyways. Where it's just like pick your monster and then break
destroy
things.
the city.
Yeah.
And that's what you're doing. You're like battling monsters in Godzilla to destroy the city more to get more points.
It's true. That is actually, I don't know why someone hasn't drawn the comparison yet because it's such an obvious one, but that would be, I mean, Rampage as a pin would be awesome. That would be really, really awesome.
And it's right there, like Godzilla.
Right.
It's Rampage.
You're like reskinning it. You don't even really need to do anything different. Walking Dead Remastered, we've kind of talked about this one ad nauseum, but I will say I really hope that the code editions come out pretty strong for this eventually, because the original game is just something that, like, I fucking love that game. Like, it's definitely in my top 10. But right now, based on the prices and based on what I'm seeing as not really additions to the new one, it makes me like really just be like, okay, why don't I just go buy an original Pro for like $5,000? Because like you can find those used and in good shape for $4,000 to $5,000, and you know it's like, so instead, why would I go spend $9,000 for something that's really not much different at all? I just hope, but again, if the code editions that they put out end up being like really awesome, then that will change things, because that, you know, then you're getting additional game elements, which could be pretty cool. I guess it probably hasn't been selling that great either, because I haven't seen it on any of the pin map stuff that I've been looking at around here. So who knows? And then last on the Stern list, we got Star Wars, the Home Edition, Home Edition Plus. Did you ever get to play this at Costco?
I've never been to Costco.
You've never been to Costco?
No, I'm just kidding. I haven't been there since I've lost my
for a
license.
while. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So shout out Costco for getting that in there and getting pinball to the people.
Absolutely.
You should get more than one though. I imagine there only being one on display.
There was one on display.
If there's 3 on display, then people could just post and get more hands on there.
True.
This is probably like people don't want to wait in line at Costco. I guess there is lines already, but
that's true. I mean, there's also
Stern, you should allow Costco to put 3 out.
Right.
Hey Stern.
Yeah. Hey.
Big fans of the podcast.
I will say this though, like what Gomez did with the Star Wars Home Edition is really badass. Like if you're not new to pinball and buying this because you are kind of being brought back into the hobby, that basically if like their marketing plan, which is to put it in Costco and get people to rediscover
look
pinball.
at it like, whoa, pinball still exists.
Yeah, but if you're not one of those people, you're still going to love this game. I was just shooting it and doing what you're supposed to do in it with how simple it was. Like I could easily see getting this. Even I would do this if money was no object. Getting one of these and making it harder, right? Like jacking up the back of the back legs and taking some, moving some rubbers around, some posts around, and making it difficult. And it would be a tournament killer. It'd be fun as hell.
Just add your own posts with the little screws that you have to bank shot it.
Right, you could do it. And also, as far as the Death Star shot goes on Fall of the Empire, I can tell you for sure that in the Home Edition, the Death Star shot works. So that's one thing that Gomez did.
Oh, dude, Stern could totally do a Jedi battle where if someone were utilizing that thing I was just talking about head to head, where it's you get into a Jedi battle and you're battling with lightsabers, they just put this move, you got to hit that to block.
Right, or you can put combos together.
Or Mortal Kombat, dude. You could totally
you could do that too.
You have 2 seconds to hit that shot.
You could do that too. That would be so sick.
Oh man, this is so. I'm so excited for the future.
It's a good idea. No, I know. We haven't even seen.
Someone's doing that.
And the fact that everyone who's working for these companies is saying you haven't seen anything yet, just wait.
Yeah. Man, shout out to the future. I know that you're fans of the podcast too.
Yeah, I know, especially because it's not a guaranteed thing, right? So we're all looking forward to being there.
Heck yeah!
And then moving on to Jersey Jack and Harry Potter. I think most people would probably give this game of the year, and I don't think they'd be wrong. I got to play it. I know you haven't played it yet.
All I do is just sit in front of Godfather and watch the commercials. Dude, I'm just, that's so sick.
I can't. It is so rad, and I only got to put a handful of games on it at California Extreme. But I'm like, I really just wish someone around here would get one so we could play the shit out of it. I will say though, again, I'll repeat myself because I think people are starting to think this isn't true. But give it 2 to 3 years, you'll be able to pick one up for probably $5,000. They're just making so many of them, right?
Cool. As they should.
Yeah, as they should. And right now, if you were going to try and buy one, you're not.
I hope they're available in the UK.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get one for 6 months if you're going to try and buy it now. So but just wait a year or two. We'll be able to get one. It'll be something that's coming.
Yeah.
But I know the art was a controversy, but gameplay and just the sheer amount of stuff there is to do in that game. Like, it's just a sick game, man. I think it's probably Jersey Jack's best game. A side note here, sidebar, speaking of Jersey Jack, aren't you getting Oz in here at some point?
Yeah. Actually, this evening I'm going to be wrapping up the fix on Toton, getting it out, and bringing Oz in.
I am looking forward to playing Oz. I'm even more... I've played it before, but I've not played it a lot. I just
love wide body. Like, wide body games are my favorite.
I think really, yeah. It's interesting. I think I may have actually even only ever put one game on Oz, if I'm remembering correctly. But I know that it is. It's widely not considered like a fantastic game because it's really challenging, right? And we'll get into all that once we have a chance to play it.
Yeah.
But the other thing I'm really curious about is how it will do in League Night because. It's one of those games that seems probably on the surface like it's not going to lend itself well to League, but usually those games end up being some of the most fun. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I'm really curious to see what comes up. It'd also just be cool to see it, man. That game...
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Yeah. It's a gorgeous game.
Yeah, we got the ruby red slippers on the flips.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's cool. Moving on to Barrels of Fun and Dune. I'm a huge Dune fan.
Me too.
Yeah, okay. So
yeah, I've read all the books, but the last one, like the one his son did after he passed.
Oh, yeah. No, I haven't read that one either. I read all the ones that he wrote. It gets weird. It gets real weird.
Because I listened to it on audio, and if they were to redo the Dune ones in the format of like a live cast, it would help because there's a lot of like dialogue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I towards the end, I just got it started getting monotonous.
Yeah, I think that really all you need is the first three. Those that's a really great story arc there.
Yeah.
After the first three, it starts getting really weird.
Yeah, I was like psyching on that, dude.
You're off in the weeds after that.
I mean, even the first one, like, shout out, spoiler alert, of like the mom taking the spice, because I was appropriate the spice to like an ayahuasca kind of situation.
Sure, that's what it is.
And like while pregnant, and the baby lives all of her lives. It's so sick, dude.
Yeah.
What did they call her? She's like some kind of
the Kwisatz Haderach.
Yeah, but she's like they're like
Abomination.
Abomination.
Yeah.
Oh, like, oh, buddy. There's something that's gonna go on with her in the future.
Yeah, no. One of the best stories ever written.
I was really enjoying when I was listening to Dune. I was simultaneously listening to Ender's Game. Ooh. And so I would just, how do I feel right now? Do I want to listen to space stuff?
Right.
Or do I want to listen to like desert stuff? You know? And Dune's amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, Dune is, especially the way that they made it into the movies most recently was fantastic too.
Yeah, dude.
And then
holy smokes.
Just the amount of engineering in the pinball machine, man. Like the sandworm that comes up from under the playfield, but like is also a magnet when it's flat on the playfield, and is also like a delivery mechanism to the upper wire form, and is also a bash toy.
Yeah.
Like you can just keep adding, and is also to all that shit. And then just the sculpts and the world under glass that they created, and like it's one of those games where I'm like, I would, if I could own one, I would.
The direction of pinball, like proper engineers are coming in and be like, "Whoa, I do that. Like, I could do that."
Engineers and artists working together to make something that actually stands up,
pushing the limits.
Yeah, that's dude.
Take it to the limit.
It's pure magic, dude. It really is. And speaking of magic, Winchester Mystery House, Carl D'Angelo becomes a pinball designer with his first game here. For those of you who don't know, which none of you don't, but on INE Pinball on YouTube and on Twitch, longtime streamer, the only guy I've ever seen that could just blow up a pinball machine without thinking about it.
Small talking.
Yeah, while
and
talking.
Answering questions.
Dude, the guy is just like a legend. So the fact that he's now making pinball machines, and with his freshman effort here in Winchester Mystery House, the game looks incredible, and there's not that many people that have played it, but the people who have won't shut up about it. Like, that's, you know what I mean? Like,
Here, I'm going to go get the stuck ball.
Yeah.
All right, keep
going. Ahead. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, what Dean is doing is he's helping somebody in the arcade with a stuck ball, because balls get stuck. Like on a hot day in August.
Yeah. Arcade life, baby.
And Winchester has the turntable, which changes like the route of the balls, like all those ball paths that it's got. Mm-hmm. Dude, we have like the turntable. Last time we saw that was in not Popeye. It was in Gilligan's Island. but it's done way better in this.
Yeah, he's utilizing that same kind of format of like being a character and navigating the home.
Yeah,
collecting keys and like so it feels like you're playing a game.
Yeah, it feels like almost like some version of Clue or like I mean, it literally feels like a board game into a pinball machine, which is something that we need more of. In my opinion. Like I love board games, and I love that like you said, collecting keys, trying to get into rooms, and then facing the challenges inside of them. Plus that Pepper's Ghost effect. Like, yes, please, more of that. Just absolutely amazingly cool. Turner Pinball came out with Merlin's Arcade. I have not played this. I have only seen pictures of it. I'm just going to call it an indie developer. Like they're an indie producer of pinball. I think it's a pretty cool effort. I know they've sold quite a few of them, and that's pretty cool. Have you seen Merlin's Arcade?
No.
So yeah, it's like basically it's like each shot is a different arcade game. It's got one that's like a foosball thing. You hit it, and it's a spinner. And
that's fun.
Yeah, it's just like a. I mean, Turner Pinball, you know, they've made only a handful of games. They made Ninja Eclipse, and now they've made this. This is their second.
Oh, I have heard of Ninja Eclipse.
Yeah, so this is their second game. The fact that it got produced.
Do you know where they're out of?
What's that?
Where they're out of?
I don't. I actually don't.
Oh, okay.
I should. Let's look it up. Let's look up Turner Pinball. See where they're out of, because I want.
I don't know if it came out this year, but my favorite game that I've seen is the Beavis and Butthead, dude. They had a Beavis and Butthead game, and it had like toilet paper in it. It was like, I think it was just a homebrew.
Oh, you know what?
It was so professionally done though.
The retro game store in the mall has a Family Guy in there.
Whoa!
But it's coin drop, and I couldn't play it today because I didn't have any cash on me, like dollars on me. But I got to go back because that was pretty cool.
Good thing. I'm glad they got pinball. Should we put it on Pinball Maps? See, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea. Come on, show us the playfield. And
all right,
oh, wait, here, view details. So.
Oh, this thing's sick.
Yeah, like it's a pretty dope game, dude.
Whoa.
For like, so it's got like an actual arcade game. Like the different shots are like different games.
Whoa.
And let's see here.
Shout out to the people just doing it.
Yeah, man, I know. Like that's
this.
That's the thing. Like there are people out there that are like, you know what? I'm not only going to make my own game. I'm going to make one that's in production. And
yeah.
And that's insane.
Yeah, I appreciate commercial viability. It's just not something that I'm leaning towards, but it's cool to have it available for people to purchase.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
But I really like the idea of like one of ones, like, you know, just being a kinetic sculpturist.
Yeah.
And like putting these things in galleries.
It's like an art installation. Yeah.
Shout out Art Basel, Miami. I can't wait till we have a gallery of pinball machines out in Art Basel.
That would be incredible.
Shout out Future.
Yeah. Once again,
we're coming for you.
We're back to
allegedly.
Future. On to Pinball Brothers and Predator. This game has started to get more love, especially since Retro Ralph bought one. I think that's sometimes all it takes is one content producer that has.
Yeah, I saw Matheson playing it the other day. I gotta watch that. Yeah.
Was he? They have one down there now or something?
No, at his house.
He has one. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Matheson.
I haven't had a chance to watch it.
I didn't. I normally watch his content, but I hadn't seen that yet. That's cool that he picked one up. I wonder if he's enjoying it as much as a lot of the other people are. I think that because as we've seen most recently too, as big of a deal as the pinball community makes about shit online, I think that Arnold's like lack of presence in the game is probably not as big of a deal to the gameplay as people
it's
think,
still a fun game. Yeah.
I mean, do I want it there? Yes, I want Arnold in the game as much as possible. But like, if you can't do that, at least you can't do it yet. I think the question should really be, is the game good? And one thing that's true about the pinball community too, even if they shit all over everything you're doing when it first comes out, if the game is actually good, right, the cream rises to the top. And people will end up loving the game. So I'm curious to see how what people are saying about it now that they've gotten their hands on it. I know Retro Ralph is streaming it. I can't believe he actually picked one up, but I also can because he's got like 1 million pinball machines now in his house. And Matheson picked one up, although he seems to rotate games in and out pretty regularly. So curious to see how long he'll hold on to it. On to Multimorphics P3 system and Portal. Basically the only game that they've made that I actually would want to own. Have you seen this one?
Nope. But I really want to play one of those. I've never played one. I like that they use infrared, right, as like a grid system to track the ball.
It's either infrared or I'm guessing it's infrared.
Yeah, as far as I understand.
That would make the most sense.
I really want to play The Princess Bride. Dude, I used to love that movie as a kid.
I've heard Princess Bride is great. I've also Weird Al would be the one thing that like originally would have gotten me into it. But the Portal game, people were saying this actually like
that was so. I had a weird little synchronicity with Weird Al. We were watching Coachella live stream, and we were watching. I forget the name of it. It's like some cartoon that's for kids, and that all of these little things are out there just like dancing and doing this thing. And my buddy's like, "Oh man, what if Weird Al had a pinball game?" It's like, I don't know. And Weird Al comes out and starts performing for this little thing at Coachella. That's crazy. And then I look, and then that game was released, and I was like, no way, dude. That is some crazy. We just had a trifecta of Weird Al. That's pretty weird. That is pretty. And shout out Cosmic Giggle, dude. That's
shout out Weird Al too. So here's the layout for Portal. They've got a lot more stuff down in the middle of the playfield. Finally,
oh my god, is that a bottom playfield?
There's a ramp. Well, no. So that's the screen. And that's what you're seeing,
okay,
right?
okay.
I know
it looks like a below the playfield, and then there's like the upper playfield is just at your level.
It's just because of how we're seeing it, right? Because that's the screen the ball's on.
Cool.
But they actually have they have a ramp down in the middle of the playfield now. They have a return back to the to your left flipper there. They've got a couple of ramps. They actually have a ramp that goes from side to side, like across the playfield. Yeah. It's really dope.
Dude, I just had an idea of like a parking garage, and like you have a parking garage, and then there's flippers, and you have to hit the next flipper to get it up the parking garage as like a thing. So you have to constantly like boom.
Oh,
and
that could be cool.
For like timing wise.
Right.
That'd be a cool mech.
Dope shot. Yeah.
Someone use that shot somewhere.
Someone figure it out.
Please. Please. I just want to play these things.
I know, me too. That's the problem with having ideas about physical pinballs. Then you have to build it if you want to play it.
Yeah.
But anyways, they did a fantastic job with Portal this year. A lot of people are saying it won TPF. I was in that TPF, so I can't say. But I will say that Portal looks like if I was going to buy a P3 right now, it would be because of Portal.
Yeah, but super portaled out.
Yeah, but I'm not. On to Spooky Pinball and Evil Dead. Okay, so, I mean... I've
take the stage.
I've expressed this before. Evil Dead is my favorite. Like, of all the pinball themes that have ever been a pinball theme, Evil Dead tops the list for me. I think they just absolutely killed it. I think Franchi's art was just off the chain, and they got Bruce Campbell to actually do the call-out. So it's like, this is the total package. I've seen them going on Pinside for $15,000 right now.
Sick.
So, yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's, I will own one at some point in my life, but God, I hope to God they come down to like 10,000 when I finally have to buy one. Because 15,000, 20,000 is just a little too much. Evil Dead was the beginning of the year, and Beetlejuice is the end. Everyone's been talking about Beetlejuice, and we'll talk a little bit about people talking about Beetlejuice in a minute. But man, I mean, you want to talk about like how are they going to up their game from Evil Dead, and then they do it? Like, that's Beetlejuice. Mm-hmm. They also have a sandworm that is a feat of engineering. You can bash it. You can shoot the ball through the mouth of it. It dances. It sings. They have a wicked layout that's
so rad.
It looks like just a blast to shoot that game. And if you're a kid from the '90s that's a fan of the original Beetlejuice movie, I think you are going to be
88, dude.
You're going to be as happy as you can fucking be playing that game. Like it's just the '88 Beetlejuice is like a seminal work, I think, especially if you're from Santa Cruz where all the weirdos are. And they just knocked it out of the park one more time. So congrats to Spooky on all that. And that's 2025.
Wait, that was all of it?
That's all of it. That's pretty crazy that those were... Dude, of all the games that came out this year, I can't even imagine, like you have like 3 or 4 best games of the year in here.
What about Walking Dead? I guess it's a re-release.
Oh, Walking Dead Remastered? No, I put it up here. We had it.
Did Metallica come out this year?
No, Metallica was last year.
Oh, okay.
But I guess to put a feather on it, to put a point on it. Like I said, I think that you could pick 5 or 6 of these games to be game of the year.
Yeah.
Like Harry Potter basically beats out everybody as far as like the weight of the license and how much content is in it and how fun it is to shoot. But then you have like Dune and even Winchester as like what the hell? Like those are amazing games.
Is there an award ceremony for pinball like the Oscars?
Yeah, the Twippies.
Oh, yeah, but do we all get together at a theater and get to...
I think a bunch of people do get together wherever the Twippies are held, but we'd have to fly in.
That'd be so fun, dude.
Yeah.
Here you go. The winner of this year's award is...
They do that, yeah. It's just...
Cool.
You know, we haven't been doing this long enough to either be invited or to get ourselves a ticket. But if they do it again this year, we'll have to figure it out.
I'll just be a busboy.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to move on to our Pinball Festivus here.
Happy Festivus! Happy Festivus! Happy Festivus! It's a Festivus miracle!
And this is going to begin with the airing of grievances.
At the Festivus dinner, you gather your family around
and tell them all the ways they have disappointed you over the past year.
Because I've got a lot of problems with you people, and it's time for you to hear about it.
I find your belief system fascinating.
The first grievance I have is Pinheads jumping to conclusions over the Spike 3 cabinet build quality and just about every other fucking thing that's happened this year. But we'll start here. I just want to say that when George Gomez has to stay up late to go on a stream to prove to you people that everything you're saying is wrong and that he's right, first off, that should be a big clue that you're already bitching about something you don't need to be bitching about. And second is, if anyone... All he should have to say is, I'm the one who redesigned the cabinet. Mm-hmm. He's been doing this for 40 years. He's built so many cabinets.
Right, like Frank Lloyd Wright stamp, dude. George Gomez puts the stamp on, bro. Just shut the fuck up, man. Like, that's the other end. I mean, it's like also, like, just think of some of the cabinets he's built in his lifetime. Dude, like the Tron cabinet, the old video game, like that's his design. Like, and that's like basically when he was starting. And so if he's hey, it is hard though because he doesn't touch it from start to finish. So it's like it's his name that's kind of like on the deal, but there's a whole corporation around that.
That's true. I understand that part. But the other thing is though, like he laid out why he made the changes, right? And how every one of those changes makes it so that he actually can check all the cabinets if he wants to make sure they're built to spec. And I just think again, like. I think people were just looking for more to bitch about with the Walking Dead remaster. Yeah. But saying that, like, people making these claims online that, like, the cabinet is now MDF, and then all he does is show you, like, well, no, it's the same as it was for everything else we've built. Mm-hmm. Like, that is something you can figure out before you get everyone into a fucking uproar online.
Right.
That just, or even taking the bait, folks. I gotta say it. The reason this was such a big deal is because so many of y'all took the bait. Yeah. So just stop doing it. That's my grievance number one.
Yeah. Dude, it'd be sick. You know how like Aston Martins or Bentleys, when they build the car, it's like the torque of the wrench, it's tracked. Yeah. And so with that car, it shows every part and how it was made and the exact like pressure. You just have all your Milwaukee's on Wi-Fi, and then you're like, so you know it was built right.
Well, I don't know if they're doing specifically that, but that's what George Gomez said was with this new.
Yeah, with AI, dude, something should be able to analyze this fast. Just film someone's build, and then like the AI could be like, hey, you didn't touch that.
Right. Well, that's what he was saying though. Is like with this new build, instead of like having to guess if the guy put enough glue on the thing, he can literally just take a torque wrench and go check and see like if it's at the right pressure, basically. Yeah. And so it's like. It's infinitely better. I think people just don't like change. And I also think that like the crowd was so riled up, man. You guys, everyone got so riled up with this whole Walking Dead release.
People like to see other people fail.
That's part of it, man.
So they want to pick.
And that's kind of disgusting. So
it's all good to keep each other on like task and do better, but it's also sick just to do something better and just like let that speak for itself.
Yeah, I would agree with you completely. And there's the people out there that were making the most noise, they get something from
they're like the people that eat at the restaurants and write the bad reviews and stuff.
Right, exactly. Like these are
Yelping.
the folks that get their ad money from YouTube and Facebook, etc.
And people like the news and terrible kind of stuff on the news.
Exactly.
Crazy.
If it bleeds, it leads, or in this case,
because humans are addicted to tragedy.
It seems like it, man. Misery and company, right?
That's fun.
Here's another thing that I think, now I'll be the one who's going negative. Spooky did not advertise Beetlejuice. Just hear me out. They took a victory lap. When Beetlejuice came out, there was more advertising for it than I think I've ever seen for any other pinball game that's come out in the past 10, 20 years. And my point about this is like, it was overkill from the perspective of they were sold out before the game was even launched. So everyone had nothing to talk about except a game that they couldn't get by and large.
Damn, that's like rub it in the face.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Check it out. You should have pre-booked. That's what you get for not pre-booking.
That's exactly right. And so now,
next time everyone's going to pre-book.
Spooky's launch.
I tried to pre-book Harry Potter, but I was like, I don't have anything to back that.
But even still, though, like even if you try and pre-book with them, they're only ever going to make like 1,000. So you're not going to. The people that got Beetlejuice this time are going to have to say they don't want the next one if they're not, in order for someone else to get the spot, right? And so, like, I think that I can't really shit on Spooky for doing this. I would want to take a victory lap too if I made something that awesome and I did it for the community of people that are going to buy it. But I think the reason some people were getting heated over the launch because they were unavailable was for this reason. Like you're going out of your way in many ways to put push our faces into it and say, look at this really cool thing we made for you to buy. And you can't have it. And that's what it felt like, I think.
Maybe they should put together like a DIY kit. They just like send you the box of parts and like you can put it together on your own and here's the price.
That would be great.
Like, Teenage Engineering does it with like modules sometimes. Like here's a package.
Oh, really?
It's all flat packed.
Yeah.
And you send you all the parts and it's like you have to build it though. But it's cheaper.
For a full pinball machine, that would be
How
fucking
fun
crazy.
is that? Dude. So hectic.
That would be so nuts.
Yeah, step into our world.
And here is my final airing of grievances. So with the AI artwork in Harry Potter, I heard so many podcasts and so many people online saying the same thing, which is we don't want AI in art, and I'm fine with that. But almost in the same breath, everybody would also say maybe for the programmers it's okay, but in art we don't want it there. Well, let me tell you something. I'm a programmer, and I don't want AI in the fucking programming either, guys. Like this is how programming is our art, and
Language
that's how we craft stories for y'all.
Yes.
And experiences for you all. And when you put AI in that, it's going to get just as shitty as the visual art. Yeah. So let's just kick AI out of it, and also maybe shed a tear and a little bit of respect for the programmers of the world that are building these things. I'm actually hoping to interview some of them in the coming year.
Yeah, or just absorb the AI into it further and just be like, all right, sick, let's utilize it, but don't forget to put your human spice on top of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, AI is not.
It's like don't let that be the end goal. Don't just like, oh, that's released. Don't like take it and just give it out. Like take it, be like, all right, I see what you're doing with that, but like I'm gonna like put actually my touch.
Yeah,
and then by putting your touch on it, you'll see how bad some of the stuff looks. And it's
absolutely, like, right, cool. Man. That's exactly right. I mean, AI is not going away, right?
Dude, I had AI thank me the other day. It was funny as hell.
That's funny.
I made I don't know why I was just chatting with the GPT-3, which I guess is GPT-5 or something now. It told me it's like you could still call me that. I identify as GPT-3. It was funny.
That's hilarious.
But I had it make an orca with corpse paint, like King Diamond. And I was like, hey, did anyone ever have like throw that one at you before?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that's never been asked of me, and thank you. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, hit me up when you want some fresh stuff.
That's funny as hell. Like, it's got a personality and shit.
Yeah. So funny, dude.
Yeah, no, as far as so I guess that was my point about the AI programming. But moving on, I do want to talk a little bit about what we're doing. We got some really cool stuff coming next year. We're going to be talking to some programmers. I got some potentially a couple of big names that want to talk to us.
Yeah.
And I think what we want to both do is talk to people that build these things more. Because I want to talk to the programmers. I know we both want to talk to the engineers. And that's just what we're hoping to bring you guys. Hopefully we can find them from all corners of the earth too, because it'd be nice to talk to people at the corporate level, but it'd be nice to talk to people that are working in the garages.
Yeah, shout out Australia.
Just a wrench in
and what was it, Copenhagen, where they had that really cool museum? That guy was so on point.
Oh yeah.
Dude, he was so proud and excited. I love that.
Yeah,
that's passion.
Infectious energy right there.
Yeah, because I consider what I'm doing here like my graduate school level. I'm just like I'm giving myself 5 years to make some like a couple machines.
Cool. Yeah.
And so like when you have like the pin pals come out and like I'm like, dude, I have my notes out. And so it's like the more people we can talk to, it's like for me, I'm like sweet.
Yeah, that's
see what's up.
Definitely a secondary goal of this podcast is to talk to cool people.
Thanks, Larry.
First goal is for us to talk to each other and entertain you guys. And of course, since it's Festivus, we have to move on to the feats of strength. And for this year, Dean and I are just going to go play some head-to-head pinball. I'm thinking Jaws, maybe some TMNT. But before we go, we want to give an enormous thanks to Matthew Talley and Emoto Harney for coming on the show this year. They are two individuals that we think the world of, and the fact that they would take the time to come on our show and lend their voice to our efforts should really tell you everything you need to know about what type of people they are and how much they care about the pinball community.
Yes. It
won't be until after the 1st of 2026 until we meet again, folks. So in the meantime, I just want to say may all your halls be decked and may all your bows be holly. We'll see you next time.